Welcome to Truman's Town Hall with your host, Matt Truman.
Hey everybody, it's Matt Truman. This is Truman's Town Hall. So tomorrow I'm going to be starting back up the audio broadcast of Truman's Town Hall. It might be video. I don't know. I still got time. Anywho, so I wanted to do a test run tonight to see how it works, and then we'll go from there. So we're going to be running over a lot of different stories, tons of stories, current events, fishing, hunting. I mean, just whatever it is, we're going to be talking about it. What's going on in the world. And, I might throw out some videos of being out in the woods or hunting or preparedness or who knows what is going to come out of Truman's Town Hall. I don't know. I took a year off. Last broadcast I did on Truman's Town Hall was probably in February of 24. So it's been over a year and we're back on it. So we're going to be talking about stories like this. I'm going to play a video because I found this interesting, because this is something I've always suspected. I watched Tim Kennedy's show on the History Channel, Finding Hitler. And this is something that I was like, wow. Interesting. So check it out.
I think most people know this story and who have studied the subject know that Adolf Hitler didn't kill himself in a bunker in Berlin as the Red Army closed in. I think that's, we all know that was a fabricated story, or if you watch this show, you probably understand that. Hitler actually fled Germany weeks before that using a group of underground tunnels that led to an airstrip. And that airstrip was flown. He was flown from Berlin out. It took submarines, or multiple submarines that were used, U-boats that were then sent to Argentina. In other words, Hitler lived for nearly 2 decades more in Argentina, along with vast numbers of the Third Reich. Well, now Argentinian President Javier Milei has just ordered the release of all remaining documents on all of those Nazis who fled Germany and moved to Argentina after World War II. Basically, it was almost like a second base of operations in Argentina. If you're not familiar with that, like basically the Third Reich operated out of Argentina and Germany. And many of them, including Adolf Hitler, lived in Argentina well after 1945. Most people know that Hitler lived out his days in Bariloche, Argentina, until he died there in the mid-1960s. Yes, you can read the CIA documents about this. The FBI documents also about sightings of Hitler in this area. They knew about it. Of course they knew about it. It was largely facilitated, I think it's safe to say, by the United States and its allies. Operation Paperclip, anybody? Quid pro quo?
Also, if you look into this, the skull that is held in Russia that was supposedly the remains of Adolf Hitler with a bullet wound in it is female.
Yeah.
So when you look for proof that Hitler did, in fact, kill himself in the bunker, you are going to find a lot of dead ends. Yeah.
And all you need to read, you can read a great book on this called The Gray Wolf. It's a great book. There's many books written about this now. But yeah, the skull, the fragments, they ran the DNA tests on it. And the Soviets allowed them to do this testing. And even Stalin openly talked about that Hitler lived, that he was not there. So Stalin even knew about it. It's widely known in Argentina, by the way. Well known that Hitler sired 2 children while he lived in Argentina after the war. 2 girls. Wouldn't that be something to learn where Hitler's children are today? Like Hitler's descendants? That'd be interesting. Maybe we'll learn that in those documents as well. But we'll be watching this story. I'm fascinated. It seems like there's an open era of transparency right now. You might be wondering about the Epstein files. Our friend of the show, Kyle Seraphin, just a few minutes ago, dropped a bombshell that he has confirmation from 2 agents who are actively working on the task force inside right now of the DOJ. They have 16 terabytes of data that they're going through right now on these Epstein files, hundreds of child victims. So there's all sorts of hoops and hurdles they have to jump over on all of this, but they're actively working on this, like a task force that's been assigned to deep dive all of the records of Jeffrey Epstein. So what's amazing to me is that during the Biden administration, they were sitting on 16 terabytes of information and files and child victims that they did nothing about. They just sat on this information and did nothing until President Trump comes in. So I think there's like this era of transparency I'm hoping that we're seeing. Anyway, we'll be following this story.
All right. So that was a crazy video. I've learned different things over the years, read different books that talked about this, how the Nazis escaped over to Argentina. I don't know. We'll find out more, I think. So Truman's Town Hall, we're going to play videos. We're also going to do this. We're going to show you some different articles that I find pertinent to folks. This was something, this is kind of pop culture, right? So, wow. MAGA influencer says she's selling her Tesla because vindicated Elon Musk slashed their child support 60%. This is wild, dude. This person, Ashley St. Clair, I used to see her all over X. All over X. Every time a post comes up, I can't remember. There's nothing remarkable that stands out that she posted on X, but it was like all the time, this is who I would see. And now that her and Elon are no longer together, I don't see her post anymore. Anyway, I mean, I can't say I wouldn't do the same, but it's so weird. Like, I'm selling my Tesla during the time when Teslas are being vandalized and all that stuff. We'll cover that. This is a very short Truman's Town Hall. Anyway, other stories that I find interesting that I should probably bring to you is this one. We're going to be talking about this. This is in the last blow to European democracy, judge rules Marine Le Pen ineligible to run for president in 2027. Wow. I wonder where else they tried that. Oh yeah, the United States of America. They tried this before with conservatives. It works in Europe, folks. It definitely works in Europe. So we're going to cover things like that as well starting tomorrow. Last story of the evening, because I said I was going to make it short, is this one. This is an interesting one that I found over on Revolver. Conspiracy confirmed. Doge's investigation into Social Security proves illegals have been voting. Oh, no kidding. That right there, that's an unfortunate photo because that's a characterization of Mexicans. I don't know. I don't like that. So I'm gonna shut that off. Sorry. Didn't like it. I like Mexicans. They're my neighbors. And when I lived in Texas, they were my friends and neighbors. So that characterization of Mexicans not voting, look, I don't want illegals voting in America, but I don't want that type of stuff either. But it is America, and you have free speech, and that's why they were able to post it. We're going to be doing this on Truman's Town Hall a lot, but for tonight, I'm going to end it. Tune in tomorrow at 10 p.m. again, and we'll have a better show, a more dialed-in show, a more interesting video, whatever it is, show, video, I don't know. All right. Till tomorrow at 10. See you then.